Jose Antonio, tell me, because Chile is mostly known for the monovarietal wines, what is about blending in Estampa?
You know, our idea for Estampa is try to show the better quality of the varieties. Sorry, and this is the reason because we putting together in blend different varieties. It's not new idea. Many people do that. And actually it's a very old style in particular in Europe and in France. Under the law in Chile, if you put 85% of whatever you want to put, Cabernet Sauvignon for example, you can say this is only Cabernet Sauvignon. Our idea is try to be a little more, don't misunderstand me, but honest in that way. If you put 90% of whatever and 10%, put it in the label and try to explain why you put it in the label. The idea is try to be a little more honest in that way, because every year change a little bit the blending, and if some year changing a little more, maybe the idea is try to explain why.
What about closures? Because we all know that cork is probably one of the best closures, but with some dangers behind. Will you be switching to screw caps as well?
The screw cap, you know, the world tendency, it's changing to screw cap in some places, in particular in UK, for example, have a very good reception. At the beginning, for us, we are a little afraid about which is the reception for our market. But as you say, cork is the traditional, maybe the most traditional way, but sometimes it's a little risky because some percentage of your cork have a contamination, and it's a big problem now about the contamination. And in the other hand, screw cap don't have this problem.
Chile is known, and the New World in general, but Chile as well is known for fairly fair weather. Does it mean that you don't really have the vintage difference from year to year, or does the weather has some influence?
You're right. We have in that way we have a good climate, if you want to say, but change every year a little bit. Some years a little more dry, more hot, or some years a little more cool. And for the last couple, 2010 and 2009 was normal, little hot. 2008 was too much hot, and I have a problem with that. And 2007 was so good. But normally we have a normal average Mediterranean climate, very good for harvest, raining in winter, doesn't rain in summertime, and we have a very slow and soft spring, and the raining start in the end of May normally, and we don't have a problem with the grapes season.
So what would you say would be the best vintage out of the 2000 range from Chile?
2001 was good, 3, 5, 07 was amazing, 07 was really amazing, 09 was good plus, and hopefully this year, 2011, hopefully.
Well, be good.
We will see.
Well. You use both American and French oak. Is there really a sensible difference between French and American oak?
My idea is 70–80% French barrels in the blend, and 20 to 30% American barrels. Why? American barrels, for me, is a little more, sometimes not, don't misunderstand me, rustic, but a little more strong, you know. But
the American barrel is more strong, you think?
A little bit for me, and with more notes of vanilla and cocoa, and this situation in 20 or 30% with the French oak, more soft and elegant, and it's elegant and soft because it's more slow, the process for the barrels getting into the wine, that qualities makes sense for me.
I haven't seen in your offer any Pinot Noir wines. Do you think it will come up to life?
Yeah, Pinot Noir now in Chile is very hot variety. very hot variety. All the markets want Pinot Noir now, and actually Martin, in our new plantation in Paredones, planting Pinot Noir, and we will see what's going on in Paredones. You went yesterday, and we're thinking it's a good place for that kind of varieties, like a Sauvignon Blanc, Pinot Noir.
It's much cooler climate, so it's
Exactly.
better adapted to this kind of varieties.
Yeah, exactly. Pinot Noir is more adapted in that kind of climate. Actually, in Chile, when you put in a Pinot Noir in a hot climate, it's not so good. It's not so good. And actually, the best Pinot Noir here in Chile is in the cold climate, and the best Pinot Noir around the world is more coolest area.
Okay, Jose Antonio, tell me, we are in Marchigüe vineyard, which is also a part of Colchagua, but you also have vineyards in Estación, another part of Colchagua. What's the difference between the different parts of Colchagua? Why Marchigüe you find is better?
Yeah, you're right. This is Colchagua. Colchagua is all this valley, and I have different areas inside to the Colchagua. Palmilla and Estación is very close to the winery. We will see the winery is just in that direction, and here we call Marchigüe. As you see, it's a lot of different vineyards from different companies, and the difference here is quite new, maybe the last 15 years. And the difference here is about the soil. It's more rocky soil, and in that way it's more better for grapes. Here is warming, but not so warm. Have a little wind in the morning until noon, and after that start the sun. Today is a cloudy day, but normally start the sun as it's very warm in the afternoon. People really like it, this area, in particular for red wines, red varieties.
What is for you as a winemaker gives you more pleasure? Do you rather prefer to make fairly easy drinking wines that will land on simply everybody's daily table, or you rather want to make an icon wine, something exceptional? What gives you more pleasure in your work?
Good question. Difficult question. You know, when I work in another company, I don't want to say the name. I remember my general manager told me, "Hey, Antonio, I know you. I know you. What do you want? You want to make the best wine and the top wine around the world. I'm getting all the awards and stuff like that." And at that moment, I was more a little young. I said, "Yeah, yes, I want to do that." Yeah, and he said, "Hey, you know what? In this business, you are a good winemaker if you make the best wine in the different range." Okay, what means that? If we produce, I don't know, entry-level wines like our state, okay, try to make the best wine in this level. Okay, understand the idea, but if you ask me which one I prefer or which one like a winemaker prefer, you know, now with I don't know, 17 harvests in my body, both. Sometimes it's very pleasure to make a easy wine, but very good made, you know, easy to drink, very correct, very fruity, in good shape and good volume, and make a very nice and icon wine with all your care about that, you know, like a good decision about barrels, good decision about the time in barrels, and after that, nice blending, you know, and getting a top one. For me, I really learn about all the range, and it's very pleasure when you have all the range in good shape. For example, here in Estampa, like a small winery, a small production. We are not the big player, no. We are very small, but with all the range. I think this is my personal opinion. It's good for me.